Hey guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily reading for all signs. It is a shared reading. It's to be used whenever you see it, but it is originally created for um, Wednesday, the 24th of November. So, for those of you that watch regularly, we're building on the energy from the Sunday's reading and the cards that came before it. For those of you that might be watching this at a totally different date, that's okay. There might still be a message in here that may fit to whatever situation you might be going through. So don't necessarily turn it off just because the date isn't, the date that you're watching it. What was I going to say? I do speak in broad terms, so just apply whatever applies, leave the rest. If it doesn't fit or doesn't make sense, that's okay. It doesn't mean anything's wrong or broken. You just might be working on something different. Another thing for new viewers, please check out the drop-down menu underneath the video on YouTube so that you can see sort of the house rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing my readings, what decks I'm using, how to contact me on social media, the private readings, all of that sort of stuff. Other than that, let's get into this and see what's going on. So our card for the day is Lady Justice. So hopefully things are swinging back into balance, obviously, with this in a very, obvious way, because this is a major arcana card. Justice can signify sort of just the simple, righting of wrongs, right? Like things kind of correcting themselves and it becoming known to all parties involved. I was just thinking about, like, when I was looking back at the cards, we have that Five of Swords and then we have that Five of Cups. Yesterday we had that Ten of Wands, which was sort of like very much that woman carrying that burden of the chandelier, like strapped up to that intricate, like entrapment sort of situation that was going on. And I was kind of thinking, just now as I was shuffling, I was having this flash of, the holidays are coming. Maybe we're feeling like the emotions of the Five of Cups, the burdens of having to be with our families, or, not necessarily the burdens of having to be with our families, but, it brings up the holidays can bring up sometimes good things, responsibilities, obligations that we don't necessarily maintain throughout the rest of the year, right? And so I don't come from one of the most communicative families, nor do I come from probably one of the most healthiest families, like mentally, if I'm being completely honest. And so for me, this time of year can be a little bit rough, right? It just brings up stuff for me. And so, and I think that it can for a lot of people who have similar situations. I don't know if any of you can relate, but even those who have, like, say, good families, there's pressure on this time to, like, produce, like, say, the perfect holiday experience for our loved ones, right? Even if we love them dearly. And so we can be sort of maybe caught up in the emotions of those that we miss. That could be the Five of Cups. The burden of the Ten of Wands from yesterday, is that sort of idea of carrying, almost being done or reaching the finish line with a burden around our spirit. We're almost finishing out the year, right? It's been probably a tough year for a lot of people in general. And so there's that going on too. There's a lot of, like, reflection and all of that as we head into December and into the winter months, right? I feel like Lady Justice is here to kind of remind us. And again, those ropes, she's still a little bit tied or burdened, but she's sort of here to remind us that whatever we weren't necessarily saying at the beginning of the week with the Five of Swords, that restraint that I was feeling, I was also feeling restraint in the King of Swords last week. Whatever it is that we're not necessarily putting to the forefront with our communication or our thoughts, I think is hopefully, like, settling itself is what I kind of feel like. Justice indicates the sign of Libra and that those scales of balance, right? Things being put back in order. And so whether it's ourselves feeling like we're out of order or feeling like our emotions or our spirits are being tried right now or pushed in ways that don't necessarily feel comfortable, I think that Lady Justice is a warm, like, not warm, but I would say a welcome card to show up, right? She is air signs. So again, this is communication. This is thoughts, things like that. She wields that sword. Today might be the day that we speak up. Today might be the day that we actually have something to say about what's going on around us. I think that because it's justice, it's going to be constructive. It's not going to be messy. To me, justice feels very clear, concise, um, uh, adept at communicating what she needs and how she needs it. Whether that communication is coming from us or from the environment around us, it's going to indicate this balancing of, whatever has felt out of whack for us, leading up until this point. Remember, we have the Eight of Pentacles now because we're shifting into the midweek. Eight of Pentacles is going to be far more grounded, far more detail oriented. It's about putting our, nose to the grindstone in a way and bringing exactly what we know how to do to the table. The Eight of Pentacles is the craftsmanship card. And it's about, it's an earth sign. But to me, coupled with justice, it's about, okay, we know what we can do and we're going to do it or communicate it in a very correct and right way. So I feel like this might be the ship righting itself. I mean, I hope for those of you who have maybe felt like things have not necessarily been so ideal. Let's say that, okay? Because I feel like with the Five of Cups, it's interesting too. I noticed on my calendar, the Five of Cups showed up for us 2 Mondays in a row. So it's like these Mondays, I don't know what we're doing on Mondays, but we're not looking forward to it. It might just be something as simple as not looking forward to having to go to work. And that could be me, guys. But I just noticed as I was looking at my calendar below me, Five of Cups showed up last Monday and then again this Monday. So that might be more of a message just for me and my job. But for those of you that are starting your week and you're emotionally beleaguered as your week begins, that might be some of that feeling, right? Justice, she's kicking in a Wednesday. So I'm going to say she's like sort of, attacking hump day with her sword and ready to kind of put things back in order. The Eight of Pentacles will ground her and allow her to be detail-oriented enough and to bring to the table exactly what she needs or exactly what each of us need, right, from within ourselves to get the job done this week. So for those of you that are getting ready for the Thanksgiving holiday that might be responsible for, I don't know, God knows, making a turkey or showing up and being a person, like, who wants to do that, for Christ's sakes? Then I think that Lady Justice is going to assist us in restoring that balance so that we can do that in a very right way. So I don't get a bad feeling from her at all today. It's our friend Insight. So we've seen this card 2 days in a row. I love him because this bitch eats. She knows how to figure out how to get some food on the plate. Insight is all about this smart little crow who's dropping pebbles, who has figured out if he drops the rocks and fills up, the water level rises in the jar and he gets that shrimp that's floating at the top. Smart little crow that he is, right? He's looking at things from different perspectives. And I love that he comes in with justice, right? Because she is air sign, she is Libra, she is intelligence, she is analyzing, she is intellect, right? So when we're looking at a situation that might seem fruitful or possible, or it requires a little bit outside of the box thinking, let's do the work, right? And the work is, to me, the Eight of Pentacles would be the crow taking the time and the energy, the physical effort, the mental effort, right? Also being justice, to put those rocks in the water to get the prize, right? So I'm just gonna use this as an example, but those of you that have to put a turkey in this oven, in an oven this week for however many screaming individuals, more power to you. Think about a way of making the work involved with that a joy, if you can, or look at it from a different perspective so that you can take the work aspect of it and be rewarded. I feel like that's what Insight is telling us, is that at some point from the work that we put in, and that's also Eight of Pentacles energy underneath, we do get rewarded from doing those small details, from thinking of those about those little things, right? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Remember, the grounding stone for this week is dream. And now that I'm into sort of attaching these readings towards the holiday season, which is kind of where, I don't know why my brain's going there, but all of a sudden I'm realizing this Thursday is Thanksgiving. the dream sometimes for us, or at least I'm going to say more personally for me, and I don't know if anybody can relate to this, but sometimes the dream is we wish things were different, but they're not. So we have to do with like the best. We have to do the best with what we have. And I think that that's sort of what observation was showing us at the beginning of the week, because observation is the crow oracle card that is for the week that underpins all of this, is how we observe things, how we watch things, and what we learn from those things. And insight shows up twice to show us that there is a prize somewhere involved in all of this. So there is a reward if we do the work. And I feel like those of us that maybe have been challenged or felt challenged by doing the work, uh, this justice card feels like that challenge might be shifting in our favor, ideally. But we have to remain kind of focused in a way, right? And because focus actually was one of our stones from this week too. Remember that in the early part of the week. So I would say maybe rearranging our dream in a way, or rearranging our vision of how we think this week might go, or how we want this year to end, whatever it is that we're working with, that we had expectations around, that those expectations may be um, leaving us feeling less than, or not fulfilled. We might want to relook at those, is kind of the feeling that I'm getting, because insight says that if we, kind of, insight and observation are telling me if we kind of look at them from a different perspective, there's actually a reward. There's something that we have done right somewhere along the way. All right. Now let's go to the grounding stone. Okay. I like this to ground in. Hope, guys. Hope opens us up to all sorts of possibilities, right? Hope is in our heart. If we can open that up, the intelligence of justice, the hope in our heart, the insight in Crow's ability to think outside of the box and entertain ideas that make work maybe smarter, work smarter, not harder, kind of thing, will allow us to sort of move forward in a way that's productive, that is grounded, that and also that Eight of Pentacles underneath all of this state, like sort of comes from this place that there is a special aspect to this, a special understanding that only we have. That when we apply it to this, it helps to bring about the intelligence of justice, and it helps to bring her through in our, our experiences, our interactions, our ideas, and our communications. And all of that should help us today, right? So it should be a productive day. Stay grounded in the hope of that, right? In the possibility of that. Dwell in that, and keep your, optimism around you as best you can. That's sort of the hope. How I see hope too is like this level of like possibility and optimism. It's a mixture of the two, I kind of think. And so keep those about you. It can be a powerful sort of energy to work with, and see what it brings you. That is your forecast for the day. I look forward to seeing you guys. There will be a Thanksgiving forecast. I won't stop just because of the holiday. And I will see you guys tomorrow to see what the cards have in store for us. I do thank all of you for watching, and I want you all to have a wonderful holiday. Please hit like and comment, subscribe to the channel, and leave any questions or comments on the channel, and I will certainly read them and, answer them if they require it. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. All right, take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.